All right, boys, we are back. Man, it's time that we start up our next GM Mode commentary series here in NHL 18. The vacation is over, and it's time for GM Superb Man to head down to Windsor, across the Ambassador Bridge, into Michigan, to take control of the general manager position here with the Detroit Red Wings. And it's time that we take these Wings into a new era. When they finally missed out on the playoffs after 25 straight years, it signified the end of a successful chapter for Detroit. 4 Stanley Cups, legendary players like Yzerman, Lidstrom, Fedorov, Dominik Hasek, Datsuk, and like I said, 25 years in a row making the playoffs. But all good things must come to an end, and it does seem like the Detroit Red Wings are headed for a rebuild, and who better to control that rebuild than GM Superb Man? So move on over, Kenny Holland. It's time for me to shine here with the Detroit Red Wings. So boys, I listened to what you guys had to say in the last video. I have made some roster changes. We're not going to go over those roster changes. I want to see how these players develop in this new universe. So we're just going to jump right into it. And we're also going to do something new here that we've never done before in any of our GM Mode commentary series. And I'm actually quite excited for it. I've actually been playing this way just by myself recently. And we'll get to that in 1 second. So all the options, owner mode is going to be off. We know that that's all garbage. Waivers is going to be did we leave waivers on for the last series? I can't remember. I'm going to leave them off for right now. If you guys want them back on, I'll turn them back on. Morale meetings is going to be off. Player morale is going to be off. Computer trades is going to be on. And assistant coach edit lines, we are going to turn that sucker off as well. Now, with the rules and settings, here's where it gets a little bit different for you guys, just in comparison to the past. So injuries, we're going to turn them off just for year number 1. I'm going to get to why that is. And I'm going to need you guys to remind me to turn injuries back on before we start the simulation for year number 2. So make a mental note of that. Period length, we're going to leave it down at 4 minutes. Now, the period length and the difficulty and all this stuff does not affect the simulation at all. What I'm doing this for is for when we get to the playoffs or even during the regular season, we're going to be jumping in to watch the games a lot more. I had a lot of fun with that. And also seeing the different players, especially drafted players, grow with their beards and their different hair colors. It's fun to see some character for your players. So we're going to put 4 minutes. So if we're in the playoffs, we go to overtime, we can get multiple overtime sessions. It's only going to be 4 minutes long, okay? Fantasy draft is going to be off. Authentic cap penalties is going to be on. Auto-sign free agents off. Auto-save is going to be off. Franchise mode length, just leave it to 25. You never know how long we want to go. Computer trade is going to be on. Difficulty. Now, this will change the difficulty level of the game. It's not the simulation. I always used to put it to Superstar just so you guys wouldn't think I was cheating, but we're going to put it down to All-Star. The reason being, once I go into a game and I simulate, if you put it on Superstar, the goaltenders can play outstanding, and I could be simulating or commentating over an AI game for like 15 minutes. I want that overtime goal to be scored within the first or second overtime, which is going to be no longer than 8 minutes, right? So we're going to leave the difficulty on All-Star. Draft pick ownership is authentic. NHL salary cap is on. Trade difficulty, we're going to leave it on a medium. Waivers, we're going to leave it off. If you guys want me to put it back on, let me know. And accept a relocation, that doesn't matter. And advanced settings, we are going to turn off. Hang on a sec. It's the new way that I scout. Hang on, what is this? The minor league assistant coach will turn that off. And the scouting assignment warding. So during the simulation, the game won't come to us every week asking for a new scouting assignment. As the season goes on and as we figure out where we're going to draft, and then I look at the upcoming draft picks, I find the player that I like, and then I send my scout out there. And you can just do it that way. It's a lot easier. So let us start up year number 1 with the Detroit Red Wings, boys. It is official. Now, anything and everything, if you guys see something that I've forgotten, you let me know. I don't normally like to simulate too far in the first video. That's why the roster video came out first. But considering we're doing something new for year number 1, there's not a lot of changes that I will be able to make. So we're just going to have to go with it, all right? If you don't agree with a roster update or a player's overall rating, whatever. This is a brand new universe. We're just going to have to... make do with what we have, okay? So the 2017-2018 season, year number 1. Now what we're going to do before we start any simulating, we're just going to take a look at our roster, our team, and get a general sense of what we have here in the minors, up in the NHL squad. You guys can chime in. You know what, should I go to trading? a little bit easier to look at the trading screen for everyone. Now we'll just go this way. All right, so goaltenders. We got Jimmy Howard up at 84 overall. A lot of people were saying to drop him. 84 is, like, you can have a goalie at like 79, 80. They can have the same kind of numbers as an 84 overall goaltender. It's the team around him, right? So 84, but he's 33 years of age. He's going to be dropping off, and he's making 5.2. So that's a lot for a goalie who's 84 overall. In the system, do we have anyone? AHL starter, AHL starter. So as of right now, the Detroit Red Wings do not have any goaltender prospects up and coming. Defensively, in the NHL, we got Mike Green, 82 overall, $6 million. I think you could move that contract. Trevor Daley, 81 overall, 33 years of age, 3 years left though. Oh man, this team and its contracts, it's all over the place. Nicholas Kronwall, 36 years of age, 81 overall, 2 years left at 4.7. That's pretty much an unmovable contract unless he can grow to, like, what is he, top 4 or top? He's a top 4 defenseman. I take it back. You might be able to find the right team to trade away Nicholas Kronwall right there. Danny DeKeyser, 80 overall, 27 years of age, $5 million per season for another, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God. We're paying $25 million over 5 years for Danny DeKeyser, 80 overall. So maybe we can grow him, but it looks like we're going to be stuck with that contract for quite some time. Jonathan Ericsson, same thing. Man, defense. The defense looks so weak here in Detroit. My goodness. Xavier Ouellet, defensive defenseman, medium top 6. Nothing too spectacular there. And Nick Jensen. Okay, so I really don't see anything in the NHL squad. In the system, 7th defenseman, high top 6, Russo, but he's already 24. He's not going to grow too much more. Here we go. What is this? Dennis Cholowitsky. I remember I had to create him because he was a American prospect or someone playing in the colleges for the United States, so they're not in the game because EA doesn't have the rights to them just yet, but he's in this game, Dennis Cholowitsky. So there is one defensive prospect, or one prospect that we can take into the future. Medium top 4, 67 overall. So keep your eyes on him. Cy Harvey, 62 overall, medium top 6, nothing there. And Hronik, let's see, he was drafted in 2016 in their second round, 61 overall, medium or low top 4, I should say. We might be able to turn him into something if we grow him correctly, okay? After that, medium top 6, a bunch of 7th defensemen. So other than Cholowitsky, really nothing in the system for the Detroit Red Wings. I can see why this team needed GM Superbman, man. Holy crap. Forwards, all right, so Larkin, 84 overall, and you'll notice he does not have his low elite potential. Now, there's going to be people saying, oh, he should be medium elites. Took a look at his numbers. You know, Detroit, as a garbage team, somebody's got to get their points. Larkin is the guy getting the ice time. I don't want to make him medium elite because I don't want him to get to like 92, 93 overall unless he deserves it. High top 6 can still get there, but they have to have really good seasons. And with the high top 6, his trade value is a lot better than the low elite. So if you guys disagree, whatever, we just have to go with it. Dylan Larkin, high top 6, 21 years of age, and he's already 84 overall. So he's going to be a good player. Henrik Zetterberg, 36 years of age, 84 overall. This guy's had a brilliant career. Not born in 1999, drafted in 1999, and we got guys coming up in the draft this year who were born in 2000. Unreal. And he's still got a lot of years left, 4 years left at $6 million, so we're gonna have to figure out what we want to do with Hank. Anthony Mantha, high top 6. He's 83 overall, 23 years of age. I think he's a power forward. Yep. So we're going to see what these guys do during the regular season with our advanced analytics, our money puck strategy. Gustav Nyquist, Justin Abdelkader, whose contract is ridiculous. Look at this, 4.2 for what, another 6 years? Oh my God. Athanasu, I made him high top 9 instead of low top 9. I didn't want to make him medium top 6. High top 9 can still be a good player, good defensive player. Franz Nielsen, 80 overall with like 5 years left at 5.2. My God, Ken Holland, why do they even decide to re-sign you? What have you been doing here, my man? Darren Helm, Luke Glendening, all right, all these guys down here. Evgeny Svechnikov, I made him, instead of a low elite, I gave him the same as Mantha and Larkin, high top 6. He already tried, 14 games in the NHL. They sent him back down, so I didn't want him to be too OP. I hate the low elite, though. The low elite is so dumb with its trade value. So usually a lot of the low elite players, they just turn into high top 6. All right, so there's the forwards. And in the system, do we have anyone? Pimple, whatever his name is. Holmstrom, no. Rasmussen. Rasmussen might be something. There you go. 66 overall, 18 years of age. Michael Rasmussen, center sniper. Drafted 9th overall in 2017. Okay, we're going to have to grow him correctly. Top 9, 21 years of age. All right, top 9, 19 years of age. Is that, who is that? Giovanni Smith. Yeah, baby. Jamel Smith's brother. Beautiful, boys. We got the ace in the hole already. And Zach Gallant. All right. So really, nothing. Their best players are on the team, but Cholowitsky and who's that other forward down there? Hang on a sec. I already forgot the name. Rasmussen. Cholowitsky, Rasmussen, and then Anthony Mantha, Larkin, Dylan Larkin, and what's his name? Thanasu. We got an uphill battle. So this is not even a retool. This is not even a team where we can make a few trades, make us better, try to get into the playoffs, win the Stanley Cup. Hell no. This is a team where you have to draft strong in years 1, 2, and more than likely 3. So I think that's the plan. Now, let's get to the fun part about this video. This is the beginning of the 2017-2018 season, year number 1. I usually started here, but in real life, we've already gone through this season. I don't think it would be fair for me to go back and make the trades right now. I think it would be better if we simulate year number 1 with the line changes, best lines, with the way the game thinks it should be played, and then Kenny Holland gets fired at the end of year number 1, and that's when I take over. So we're gonna have one more year of our players getting even older, getting even worse, make it harder for us to trade away assets, and we can jump right into the NHL entry draft in the next video. We can take this video all the way up, watch the playoffs, take a look at our options, the draft picks that are coming up, and then you guys can chime in on what we should do for draft day number 1, because there's no point in taking over for year number 1. And also, with our advanced analytics, if you didn't catch our live stream or the last GM mode series, what I like to do a lot now is go into player stats and take a look at both the AHL and NHL for certain stats, who had the most shots, who had the most takeaways, who had the most body checks, and build my team that way, because we can find some gems like Colin White, who was only 84 overall, who's getting like 40 goal seasons for us with the Las Vegas Golden Knights. So to get that, I need to simulate a year so we have those advanced analytics. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to edit lines right now, and also that's why the injuries are off for year number 1. So we're gonna have injuries on for year number 2, but just so I can get through this first year quickly and all the players can get their right stats, so we can take a look at those advanced analytics. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So hang on a second. Let me just get the team right. Jimmy Howard. All right, Green, Daly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to send Jensen down. All right, Jensen. So there's 6. And then in the NHL forwards, I mean, they're only $4 million away from the cap. Why would you be spending this kind of money? You should just save that money. I mean, goddamn, this team is horrible. Hang on. We're under the minimum player limit. Is it that? There you go. Witowski and Svechnikov. So Svechnikov has gone down. And then Franzen, Bertuzzi, Glendening, Helm, Ferk, Nelson, and Athanasu. Yep. I'm not making any changes to keep players better. It doesn't matter, right? It's the way the Detroit Red Wings squad and staff and Ken Holland decided to play their team this year. So they're going with Mantha, Zetterberg, Nyquist, Abdelkader, Larkin, Ferk, Helm, Nelson, Glendening, Bertuzzi, Athanasu, and Franz. And that's just the way it is, boys. All right, that is the way this universe is. Kronwall, Green, Daly, DeKaiser, Eriksson, and Ouellette. We'll go down to the AHL, just go best lines. What I will do for the AHL is make sure we don't have any scratch players who are a prospect for us in the future. So hang on, let me just, yeah, like Hronik, I want to get him in there. And also, yeah, I want to get all these guys in there. Yeah, so I got 3 guys, center, defenseman, and a defenseman. So hang on a sec. Starting lineups, Turgeon, can I take you out? High bottom 6, I'll keep him in there. AHL, Elson. Take you out for N. There you go. And then 2 defensemen. Hronik and the other guy, Hickett's. They have a lot of, like, AHL top 2 defensemen here. So they do have their young players. They're just not growing. I guess EA Sports is going to wait for the Detroit Red Wings prospects to actually make a name for themselves before they decide to give them any kind of love. Unlike the Vancouver Canucks prospects, who Thatcher Demko, Olli Juolevi, who I did nerf in this. I'm sick and tired of seeing those guys. All right, so Hronik, and there you go. He's in there. And the goaltenders, we didn't have any goalie prospects. Okay. So that's that. Last thing we do before the simulation, I'll just show you. There was a few few changes I made to the other teams that I should show you. I won't go through every single team, right? But Ricard Raquel of the Anaheim Ducks up to 87 overall, while Corey Perry is down to 84 overall. That's Anaheim. Arizona didn't really touch Boston. I was reading the comments. Boston doesn't get a lot of love in the simulation. You guys were saying they're always a good team, so I made Brad Marchand much better. Pasternak is better, even though he's got the elite. He's going to grow. McAvoy, I made sure he's much better. He's got good offensive stats. No, not McAvoy. I didn't make McAvoy better. Sorry, I made Torrey Krug better. Really good offensive stats. McAvoy's got the trade value. It was his rookie season, medium elite. That's fine for him. And then everyone else is just fine. But those four, Bergeron, Marchand, Pasternak, and Krug, should be able to help the simulation a lot better for the Boston Bruins. Buffalo didn't touch Calgary, Carolina, Chicago. Chicago I made worse. Who did I make worse on Chicago? It was Marian Hossa, just because he was gone. I basically nerfed him completely. I don't know where he is. I think I made him like 50-something overall. And Crawford I made like 87 overall. So we're going to see Chicago play a little bit worse. McKinnon I made better. Columbus, no. Dallas, no. Edmonton, no. Florida, no. LA, no. Minnesota, no. Montreal, I made a little bit worse. What is it? Pacioretty down to 85. Galchenyuk, I made high top 6 instead of low elites. Gallagher, I made slightly better. All right. The Nashville Predators, New Jersey Devils, I made Taylor Hall better. I also made Nathan McKinnon and Claude Giroux better. Those were 3 guys that got to 90 overall. Islanders, Rangers, Senators, Philadelphia Flyers, here's Giroux, there you go, 90 overall. Pittsburgh Penguins, San Jose Sharks, St. Louis Blues, Tampa Bay Lightning, Toronto Maple Leafs, Vancouver Canucks. So I gave you guys Elias Pettersson's high elites, all right? But I took away, and I also made Brock Besser. He's the different Brock Besser now. Made his shooting much better, but I took Oli Uholivi down to high top 4, and I took Thatcher Demko down to high starter. All right, so you got 2 increases in Besser and Pettersson, and you got 2 decreases in Demko and what's his name, Uholivi. Vegas Golden Knights. All right, so Marc-Andre Fleury, 90 overall. It deserves it. Their defensive core, I just made them all like top 4 defensemen. Theodore, 83. McNabb, 83. Schmidt, 83. Miller was 80. I don't think I touched Miller. Merrill, 81. Yeah, I know I edited these 3 guys. And then forwards, doesn't look like I did much just because their but it's their offensive stats are up there. So Marchizzo is 86. Carlson, he's gonna. I tried to make his 40-goal season better. I didn't want to make him too OP, right? It's one good year. Offensive awareness, 91, and his shooting is 5-star. Riley Smith, I made much better. But, you know, they're just a deep team. I mean, they got 7 players up front in the 80s. They're defensemen. They got like 5 80s, and they got a 90 overall goaltender. And they're in the Pacific Division. Okay, so the Vegas Golden Knights, that's that. And then the Washington Capitals, I made Kuznetsov a little bit better, 87. And also, you guys were saying for the Winnipeg Jets, you got to make Patrick Laine shoot a lot more. So I made a shooting category as good as I could make it. All right, if he gets assists, he gets assists. What are you going to do? All right, so that's all she wrote for year number 1. This is Kenny Holland's Detroit Red Wings. What we're going to do now is simulate to the end of the year, and we're going to see where we lie. You're going to see the draft lottery in this. Maybe we can get our hands on the next Nicholas Lidstrom, Rasmus Dahlin, but there's no promises. So let's simulate to the end of year number 1. Okay, so here we are, the end of year number 1, and the Detroit Red Wings with a record of 35, 41, and 6, and Ken Holland has been fired. They did not make the playoffs once again, and now we have to head into the offseason with a new general manager, GM Superb Man, to try to change our future here, because the team is just not getting it done. So we'll take a look at all the stats, the standings, the player stats, the team stats. We'll get up to the NHL entry draft. We'll see who wins the Stanley Cup, and also that draft lottery. And I forgot to actually mention this before the simulation. The Detroit Red Wings actually have 2 first-round draft picks this year. Our own, which is going to be a good one considering we finished second last in our division, and the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Now, we'll get to there in a second. Atlantic Division. So let's see how these rosters ended up working for the simulation. Tampa Bay Lightning won the Atlantic. Okay. The Buffalo Sabres with 100 points. I guess Jack Eichel and Rasmus Ristolainen really tore it up. The Boston Bruins, there you go. If anyone wanted to get the Boston Bruins into the playoffs, 94 points. And the Toronto Maple Leafs. So it sucks that the Buffalo Sabres were in there, but what are you going to do? The Florida Panthers missed, the Ottawa Senators missed, the Montreal Canadiens missed, and your Detroit Red Wings missed as well. Next up, the Metropolitan Division. The Washington Capitals with 109. All right, so they won the President's Trophy 2 years ago. Well, twice 2 years ago, but there's still 109 points. The team is still good. Columbus Blue Jays Jackets, 98 points. The Pittsburgh Penguins, 96. And then the New York Rangers. So out of the East, it looks like the Devils and the Philadelphia Flyers didn't make it in, while the Rangers and the Sabres did. Okay, so 2 teams out of 8, not horrible. And then we jump over to the Western Conference, the Pacific. There it is, the Vegas Golden Knights with 107 points. So our first-round draft pick from Vegas is not going to be draft lottery eligible is the word I'm looking for. But then after this, the Vancouver Canucks, 100 points. The Edmonton Oilers, Connor McDavid, what are you going to do? They should be that good, right? In this game, they simulate well with McDavid. And then the Calgary Flames as well. San Jose Sharks, 86 points. The Anaheim Ducks, 83. The Arizona Coyotes, 74. And the LA Kings really came down, 71 points. What are you going to do, though? And then the Central Division, the Nashville Predators, Winnipeg Jets, the Dallas Stars in there. Dallas were going to be a playoff team until they had that horrible end to the season. So they're up there. And then the Colorado Avalanche as well. St. Louis Blues missed out. Minnesota Wild missed out. And the Chicago Blackhawks back there. Oh, my God. Kicking shit around. All right, so you guys let me know what you think. I couldn't get the rosters perfect to get the simulation identical to real life, but what are you going to do, all right? So the Tampa Bay Lightning won the President's Trophy in year number 1, and let's see where we sit in the draft lottery. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so the 5th overall pick. Now, we could end up winning the lottery. We could end up dropping off. It looks like we ended up tying with the Carolina Hurricanes. Could have got the 4th overall pick. When did the Detroit Red Wings... What did they get, like the 4th worst team in the NHL this year? The 5th worst team? Oh, man, I should have brought that information up. So I don't know how accurate that is, but we're going to see if we can end up winning the draft lottery, okay? So that is that. Now the player stats. We'll take a look at who produced, and this is where I'm going to get very in-depth in these videos, and this is where you guys need to look at the players that you think we should acquire for next season, because there's some studs like Colin White for Vegas that we could certainly get. But our team, Henrik Zetterberg, 68 points, so we can certainly trade him. He's a goal scorer. 30 goals. He must take shots on this. I'll show you guys what I mean. Shots over 200, 236 for Zetterberg. So he is a shooter on this in this game, which is good. We can certainly keep his points up and maybe trade him away. Gustav Nyquist, 66 points. Anthony, yeah, I was going to say Andrew Mantha. No, Anthony Mantha, 59 points, 20 goals. And Dylan Larkin, 56 points, 20 goals. So these two guys, we want to keep an eye on. So let's see what kind of players they are. They shoot the puck. They 20 goals, 23 goals. They get assists as well, so they're playmakers who don't just shoot. Points are good. Penalty minutes. All right, so Mantha and Larkin, yeah, they're kind of like power forwards with those kind of numbers. See, Nyquist and Zetterberg, playmaker, sniper. These guys, Larkin, two-way forwards sometimes act like power forwards. Okay, keep on going here. Shot totals, 173 and 172. What's their time on ice? 18 minutes. See the difference between Zetterberg? 18-27, 236 shots. Mantha and Larkin, 18, 720, and 172. So they might be best suited with finding a guy who could shoot the puck alongside of them. Or you put them on the exact same line and find a pure playmaker, somebody who's got a lot of time on ice but not a lot of shots, like Darren Helm. Not Darren Helm, 79 overall, but you know what I mean, like a playmaker. Like who would be like a Backstrom? That would be the best bet. Let's keep on going here. Faceoff percentage. Let's see, Larkin. Yeah, Larkin only had a 47.2, so maybe best suited for the wing. What's his faceoff? 75 overall, so we could work on that. It might end up growing. And now here come the takeaways. All right, so they're both good defensive players. Look at that. Dylan Larkin, 63 takeaways to only 46 giveaways, so you can trust him as a penalty killer. And same thing with Anthony Mantha, 55 takeaways to 42 giveaways. You can see these guys. Zetterberg takes a lot more chances because he's that playmaker, so he's going to have more giveaways. Gustav Nyquist, the sniper, he's going to shoot the puck more, so not that many giveaways, but these guys can be trusted. So they're like power forward, two-way forward, body checking, blocking, or shot blocking, playmaking players. They're just well-rounded, Mantha and Dylan Larkin. So that's good to know. These guys are going to be good for us in the future. Athanasu, what kind of defensive stats did he have? I'm just looking at the players that we have that we know we can take into the future. Yeah, see, Athanasu as well. 43 takeaways and only 28 giveaways. So even though he's a playmaker, he might play more like a two-way forward. So we can trust him as a penalty killer as well. So that's really good. And same thing with Tyler Bertuzzi. Let's see his takeaways and giveaways. Yeah, so a lot of these guys, we can find some good defensive players out of the players that we already have. But now what I want to do is I want to show you guys exactly what I mean by Money Puck. Advanced analytics in this game. So we're going to search by entire league for right now. We're going to spend it in the NHL. The leading point man, Alexander Ovechkin, with 95 points. Goals, 53. Now, McKinnon, 49. Taylor Hall, 42. This is a direct, or their goals is directly influenced by their shot totals, all right? Ovechkin always is going to have that many shots. He plays with Backstrom, and that's why he's going to have all those goals. Same thing with Nathan McKinnon. Even though he's a playmaker, 331 shots, he's going to be getting goals. Tarasenko, Sagan. So we're going to go down the list here. We're going to see if we can find anyone who would be potential trade bait. Some like Brock Besser, 263 shots, but way too good. I mean, 86 overall with that medium elite. We're not going to be trading for anyone like that. But, if you find anyone who has got the low overall and who still takes a lot of shots and maybe doesn't have that much time on attack, or time on ice, I should say, he might be someone that we could go after. Now, year number 1, you're not going to find a lot of players. William Karlsson, let's see, I edited this guy, 208 shots, let's see, 25 goals. It's hard to get a guy to get 40 goals because what you need to change is the amount of shots that they take, but that is a unedited or unedible... No, that's not. Unchangeable. Shit, I'm not finding the right word. You can't change that freaking stat. Is what I'm trying to say. Nail Yakupov. All right, so we've gone too far down now. So nothing really there in the NHL, and this is what's going to happen in year number 1. You have to allow time for the drafted players to make it. But the AHL, all right, we can find shots and... 340 shots? Holy shit, the second guy, Nikita Soshnikov, 289. Now, hang on a second. Who is this? Jacob Forsbacka Karlsson, medium top 9, 75 overall. All right, now, how many goals did he have? He spent the entire year in the AHL. 37 goals, 36 assists, 73 points. Now, he is not exactly a Colin White. He's not medium top 6, but medium top 9. I wonder how he would perform in the NHL. His shot totals are ridiculous, and he is not like a third-line checking forward, so it's not like his overall stats are dominating the AH. He's 75 overall with 340 shots. Soshnikov, 75 overall, 289. We'll go down. Let's try to find like a sniper. Like Matt Pumple. Here we go. Left-wing sniper, 76 overall. So a sniper who's rated higher than Forsbacka Karlsson, who has almost like 100 shots less. So Forsbacka Karlsson, boys, this is what I mean. I want you guys to remember that. That might be somebody that we can trade for, because I don't think his trade value is going to be that high. Let's go down here. Let's try to find anyone else. Oh man, his everything was perfect. I mean, 21 years of age, medium top 9. That's what we want to find. Guys who has, like this, Valentin Zykov, 22 years of age, medium top 9. Let's see his time on ice, 18-11. All right, he's a shooter, but he's like a power forward shooter. Not bad. Let's see his individual stats. Okay. Let's keep on going down here. If we can find a guy with even less time on ice with these kind of shots, that would be even better still. Hang on a sec. Top 6, here we go. Guranov, whatever his name is, 18-35, 235 shots, 75 overall, right-wing sniper. All right, so he's a shooter. Sislo, see what I mean? Like Joffrey Lupul, he's a real shooter because only 15 minutes time on attack with 222 shots. That's what I'm looking for next. Kasperi Kapanen. I'm just going to fly through this. If you guys notice, 14-45. No, he's got AHL top 6 potential written all over him. 15-20, Timu Polkinen. Yeah, see, so year number 1, the AHL, it's going to be... Oh, it's not going to be full of players, but at least we came across that one. So I'm just going to go back to the top here. Forsbacka Karlsson, I think I want to acquire. We'll see what he can do with like a Dylan Larkin, or you got to find like a playmaker with him, right? So that's good. Now, how do you find the playmakers? This is what you do. You go to assists, and you find the guys with a crap ton of assists, but not a lot of goals. So Gabriel Bork, a little bit too many goals for my liking. Here you go. Mike Ribeiro, he is a pure playmaker. Somebody who is going to pass the puck and not take any shots whatsoever. So look at his time on attack, but only 101 shots compared to all these guys around him. 221 to 189. So this is how you find the playmakers. You sort by assists, and you find guys with not a lot of goals, but a crap ton of assists. So Causton, here we go. Klim Causton, medium top 6 potential. Now, because it's medium top 6, his trade value is going to be a lot higher than Forsbacka Karlsson. But the power forward, all right, he gets a lot of assists. He takes some shots, though, so it might have just been a good year for him. 143. Yeah, you know what? This guy's going to take shots because Ribeiro had 101 shots in 18 minutes time on ice. This guy had 143 shots on 14-26. So he might just be an OP player. Let's go with his takeaways and giveaways. Yeah, so this guy's more of a two-way forward, power forward, but also can get some assists. That's 61. I wonder, he must have just been playing on somebody's line there. We keep on going down. We'll find some more. 11, here we go. Godolbin, Nikolai Godolbin, medium top 6, 70, but 78 overall means he just dominates in the AHL because he's a third-line scoring forward. That doesn't count as much. You want to find a guy who is not rated that high, who can still produce. Here we go. Oscar Lindblom. Left wing sniper, low top 6, so we could get him and put him alongside of Forsbacka Karlsson, two super sweets together. What's his time on ice and his shot totals? 18. Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. All right, and I'm just gonna fly down the rest. If you guys notice anyone, let me know. 7. Here we go. Roop Hintz. Center playmate. Oh, man. Medium top 6. That would be the one. 7 goals, 44 assists. Oh, my God. Let's see his shot totals. 101 shots. Time on ice, 15. Yeah, that's the one. Roop Hintz. 72 overall as well. So his overall is not even that high. Roop Hintz. What is he? He's from Finland. Okay, so Forsbacka Karlsson, the shooter, and Roop Hintz, the playmaker. And then you put like a Dylan Larkin, the guy who can do it all alongside of him. You know what I mean? So we're just going to keep on going down here. This is what this first video is about, boys. If you guys notice anyone that I just that I ran over, you guys let me know. Holtz, low top 9, power forward. All right, so we're starting to get down to the nitty gritty here. We're going to go back to the top. So Roop Hintz, I think he's on the Dallas Stars. Forsbacka Karlsson, he was, what team was he on? Shit, hang on a sec. Forsbacka Karlsson's got to have like the most goals. What is that? That's Boston. Okay, so the Providence Bruins. And now let us go to the last one that I like, takeaways. All right, so we can find a guy with a crap ton of takeaways compared to giveaways. That's a defensive player for us. So Dennis Rasmussen, he's already in there. We want to find a guy who's growing, who already produces. Now this stat's a little bit harder because a lot of the here we go. Michael Delcall, left wing sniper. So he might take shots. The reason he doesn't have a lot of giveaways is because he shoots the puck. Let me see his shot totals. 218 shots, 17 minutes time on attack. Yeah, so this guy would be a good shooter as well, and he's got the low elite, so you could acquire Michael Delcall. Let's see what kind of season he had. 27 goals, 48. Yeah, and it's at 74 overall. He's a good player. Michael Delcall would be a good sniper to get. Let's keep on going here. Soshnikov. Soshnikov wouldn't be a bad player to grab for like the fourth line. He gets it done, but he's not growing any further. Well, 24 years of age, medium top 9. It wouldn't be a bad player, but it's not like a guy who, like Forsbacka Karlsson, might grow. He's 21. Here we go. Henrik Borgstrom. Center two-way forward, 71. Yeah, this is a good one. 71 takeaways, 53 giveaways. Let's see his time on ice, and his time on ice, 18. He's a shooter. He's a bit of a shooter, so maybe that's why he doesn't have that many giveaways, but he does get some assists as well. All right, so Borgstrom, another Finn, so you could put Hintz, Borgstrom, and Forsbacka Karlsson on the same line, on like the fourth line, and just let them grow. Just keep on going down. I'll find one more guy with like, here we go, Oscar Lindblom. Oh, we found this guy twice. All right. So there's definitely some players that we could get. Kasperi Kapanen, he's another sniper. I want to find a guy who's like a two-way, like a playmate. Ooh, there you go. Nick Patan, medium top 9, right wing playmaker. All right, so there's definitely some players here. What was that guy? Adam Ernie, low top 6. Okay, I think he's like a power forward. He's got a lot of body checks in there. Another low top 9. Hang on a second here. Marco Dano, low top 9. That might be the one. I don't think he's going to grow too much more, but 23 years of age. I don't think he's going to take that many shots, does he? 198 does take shots. Okay, so all these guys down here are more like what's it called? Shooters, and that's why they're takeaways. But Forsbacka Karlsson right there. Yeah, see, he doesn't have that many giveaways as well. Garanov. All right, so there's plenty of players. I've already gone through it all. You guys let me know what you have to say. And then also, defensemen for the AHL. This one's a little bit tougher. What I like to do for the defensemen is find the what's it called? The playmaking defensemen. The guys who are not going to get a lot of goals, but guys that you can trust on the power play. So, Daniel Brickley. I don't know, man. He's only 69 overall with AHL top 2, and he's got that many points. My God. All right, let's just go through all the Jordan Subban. Yeah, see, this is year number 1. This will become a lot better once some draft picks go by. But like Jake Wallman, medium top 6, 22 years of age. Let's take a look at this guy's stats. Depth defenseman, 76 overall. All right, let's go through the rest of his stats here. Want to know his takeaways and giveaways. Does he have more takeaways and giveaways? It's really hard for defensemen. The defensemen are always going to have more giveaways usually, but there's some defensemen that you could find with very similar takeaways to giveaways, and you know them Ooh, man, there you go. Rasmus Anderson. Takeaways, giveaways are only 68 to 55 takeaways. He's 76 overall, medium top 4. He's played 21 minutes of time on ice. And 12 goals. No. 7 goals, 12 assists. All right, so that's not a bad one. So with the same thing with the defenseman here, with the takeaways, I'll just go down the list. You guys pause the video on any players that you may see, and then just comment away, and I'll go back and I'll do some pre-scouting. I need time to pre-scout this. I don't exactly want to just scout while you guys are watching the video. I know the micromanaging can be a little bit boring sometimes. So you guys just take a look at that. All right, goaltenders, we're not going to worry about. You can turn a starting goaltender at 80 overall into a good goaltender by just giving him the time in the NHL. I just wanted to find some young players. So, Roop Hintz and Forsbacka Carlson, 2 players that I do like right there, okay? But now let's head into the NHL playoffs. So, regular season has ended. Let's advance the day. Yep. Let's see who's going to win the Stanley Cup in year number 1 with these rosters, shall we? So I don't know, how can I simulate? Can I just advance the days right here? Will it go by fairly quickly? And will it take too long? This is taking way too long. Way too long, boys. EA Sports is not MLB The Show, or Sony with MLB The Show, where you can just click a button and something happens. There's still the slight loading screens. It's been getting better, but I can't just advance the entire playoffs. So what we'll do is we'll just simulate all the way here to the NHL entry draft. We'll take a look at our retirements. We'll take a look at the playoff stats, the playoff tree. We're going to see who wins the Stanley Cup. In real life, we have the Vegas Golden Knights up against the Washington Capitals, which means it's going to be a good Stanley Cup final. Either an expansion team wins or Alexander Ovechkin finally gets it done. So that's going to be good. But here in this universe, who's going to get all the way to the Stanley Cup final? If I'm going to choose a team, I'm going to say Tampa and Winnipeg. I usually see them simulate pretty well. Tampa's just got an OP team in this game. I mean, everything. They got everything. Hedman, Kucherov, Stamkos, Vasilevsky, and then their depth. That's like McDonough, Tyler Johnson. That's their depth. It's crazy. And the Winnipeg Jets, they got a really... Yep, there it is. Stanley Cup champion, the Winnipeg Jets. I knew it. So congratulations, Winnipeg. In this universe, you got your due. In real life, the Vegas Golden Knights, oh man, they ended that Cinderella story in 5 fucking games. Oh my God. But, here in this universe, you guys get it done. Did I just skip retirements? Shit. I might have just skipped retirements. That might have been a bad mistake. All right, so here are the results of the draft lottery. Yeah, baby. All right, so we won the lottery and lost the lottery. Well, we didn't get the first or second overall pick. That goes to the New Jersey Devils and the Minnesota Wild. So New Jersey selecting first overall in back-to-back years. Last year, they got Nico Hischier. This year, Rasmus Dahlin. It looks like the Minnesota Wild get the second overall pick, but the Detroit Red Wings, we did win... the first stage of the lottery. We got into the top 3. So the third overall pick for the Detroit Red Wings. That's a good one, boys. That's a good one. So we're gonna have a lot of decisions to make, and I did not skip retired players. Good. So if you retired players, anyone? Johan Franzen, the Mule. He helped them win a Stanley Cup. Get to the Stanley Cup Finals back-to-back years in 08, 09, but it's time for him to go off into the sunset. So, Johan, thank you very much for your service here to the Detroit Red Wings, and good news is that we don't have to pay him that ridiculous salary anymore. So, no, we don't have any retired players for us, and I'll make a habit of actually taking a look at all the retired players for you guys. All right, so Matt Cullen, Jason Chimera, Johan Franz, and it looks like the Sedin twins are still in there. Stephen, oh my God, David Clarkson. There you go, Vegas. You get that contract off your off your books as well. And goaltenders, no goalies retired this year. Okay. So, we are at the year 1 NHL entry draft. Ken Holland has been fired or not re-signed, and GM Superbman is officially the general manager of the Detroit Red Wings, and now we have the NHL draft ahead of us, boys. So, before we do all that, let us take a look at the playoff tree and the awards. First, we'll do the... actually, you know what? First, we'll do the playoff tree. Let's see what happened here in the playoffs. So, we have the Boston Bruins up against the Winnipeg Jets in the Stanley Cup Finals. Interesting. So, first, we'll take a look at the West. Round 1, Winnipeg versus Dallas. Winnipeg takes them in Game 7. Calgary sweeps the Nashville Predators. The Edmonton Oilers beat out the Vancouver Canucks in 5 games, and Vegas beats Colorado in 6. In the the second round of the Western Western Conference playoff run. Damn it, man. I'm tripping over my words. The Winnipeg Jets beat the Calgary Flames in 5 games, and same thing with the Vegas Golden Knights over Connor McDavid. So you got Vegas versus Winnipeg in the Western Conference Finals. So I got that part right. But a 4-2 victory for Winnipeg off to the Stanley Cup Finals. And in the East, Columbus beats the defending Stanley Cup champion Pittsburgh Penguins in 7 games. The Washington Capitals once again beat out the Toronto Maple Leafs, this time in 7 games. The Boston Bruins beat out the Buffalo Sabres in 6 games, and the Tampa Bay Lightning just get by the New York Rangers in 7 games. Round 2, Washington beats Columbus, and Boston beats Tampa Bay, and then Ovi, he made it to the Eastern Conference Finals in this one, but no, loses to Brad Marchand, the Boston Bruins, before they lose to the Winnipeg Jets in 5 games. So Winnipeg, absolutely dominated after the 7th game against Dallas, just tearing up these teams. So that's that. Let's take a look at the awards now. So your Stanley Cup champions in year number 1, the Winnipeg Jets. The President's Trophy team, Tampa Bay Lightning. I guess that's why I chose them. It was Winnipeg versus Boston in the Stanley Cup final. Art Ross goes to Ovi. Hart Memorial goes to Nikita Kucherov. James Norris at Best Defenseman goes to Drew Doughty. Lady Byng goes to Brock Besser. Calder Memorial goes to Brock Besser. Conn Smythe goes to Connor Hellebuck. Vezina goes to Pekka Rinne. William M. Jennings. All right, so they were the best defensive team. Bill Masterton, Mark Stahl, Frank J. Selke, Jordan Stahl. And you know what? I might think about picking up Jordan Stahl. If we don't have any salary cap issues, he always wins the Selke trophy. And if he doesn't have a lot of trade value, I'll take that salary, whatever. I get a good defensive center for our team. Ted Lindsay, Nikita Kucherov, and Maurice Richard, Alexander Ovechkin. Now, if I go to the AHL, is it going to be Comfort? I was going to say, is it going to be Forsbacka Carlson? He didn't even get anything? Oh, my God. All right. So, Forsbacka Carlson, boys, that's the one we gotta really take a look at. So, we are not going to do the NHL draft in this video. We know we have the 3rd overall pick. I would love for you guys to chime in on what we can do. And before we do that, we're going to take a look at the draft class. So, we know we're selecting 3rd overall. We know we have Roop Hintz from the Dallas Stars, a playmaker that we could pick up, and Forsbacka Carlson from the Boston Bruins that we could pick up. So there's 2 players, a winger. Are they 2 centers? I can't remember. They might be 2 centers. I can always change their positions anyways. But Andrei Svechnikov. Now, Svechnikov, is he brothers with Evgeny Svechnikov? Because I got a Svechnikov on my team, don't I? Shit, are they brothers? I have no clue. So there's it's Rasmus Dahlin probably going to go 1st overall. In fact, he is going to go 1st overall. Then we have Svechnikov, Zadina, Quinton Hughes, who you guys said is an offensive defenseman from America, and considering we are an American team, that might be a good draft pick for us. Or Brady Tkachuk, who's also American. So it looks like we're going to have our shot at 2 Americans. Either one of these guys is going to be there. If Rasmus Dahlin goes 1st, and then Tkachuk goes 2nd, it leaves us with Hughes. If Dahlin goes 1st, Tkachuk goes, or Hughes goes 2nd, it leaves us with Tkachuk. Or we could just go with Svechnikov if he is his brother, or Zadina. So let me take a look at these individual stats for you guys. Remember, green is fairly accurate. White number is exact. Medium, you can't trust. So this guy's got probably going to be in the high 70s. Good shooting category. Definitely a sniper for us. Philip Zadina, 2-way forward. I did not uncover this guy at all, it looks like. That's okay. I don't think we're going to go for Zadina anyways. I'd rather get Tkachuk or Hughes. Rasmus Dahlin, he is going 1st overall. Hughes, take a look at his numbers. Quinton Hughes, offensive defenseman. The one thing I forgot to do was scout. I forgot that midseason. I should have just scouted for these guys that we knew was going to be in the top 5. And Brady Tkachuk looks like that. And then after Jetwu, Kupari, Wallstrom, Smith, McDonald, we have another 1st overall pick. It's way, or 1st round pick. It's way down here though. It's going to be somewhere in the 1st or 2nd round. So if there's anyone good here that you guys think we could pick up, you let me know. I try to remember like some of the names. Like the familiar names are the ones that haven't been changed. Let me go down through this. If I had to pick somebody who would be like a medium elite, let me see. Hug, no. McLeod, no. Valeno, no. Kovanov, no. Boakfist, no. Merkley, no. Ludstrom, no. I've seen that name. Dobson, no. Kotkaniemi, no. Alexiev, no. McIsaac, no. Bouchard, no. Thomas, no. Eggenberger, no. Suter, no. Harold. That name doesn't look familiar, but he's a goaltender, American goaltender. We do need a goalie of the future. So Harold might be an elite starting elite goaltender, medium potential. Lufenis, no. Sokolov, no. Bedwin, no. Manulin, no. Olofsson, no. Hedberg, that's another one. Johan Hedberg. And we just lost Johan Franzen, so another Johan from Sweden. Bring him back. That actually might be a medium elite sniper right there. Johan Hedberg. I do not recognize that name at all. Kravozic, if anything, medium top 6. Kravozic, Roberts, Wogelmouth. That's a new one as well. I haven't seen that name. And then when you get this deep, though, it's new names. And they're probably going to be top 9. So if anything, if I'm the GM, I would go with whoever's left over from Hughes and Tkachuk. If I had to choose one of them, I would go with Hughes. We already have Larkin. We already have Anthony Mantha. Let's get some defensive prospects. Also, Quentin Hughes can play alongside of Dennis Cholowitsky. Boom. All right. Brady Tkachuk wouldn't be bad if Quentin Hughes is already taken. I'd rather pass on Svechnikov and Zadina unless he is his brother and you guys say we need to reunite the brothers. And then with our second pick, the Vegas Golden Knight pick, all the way back here, if we can get this Harold guy, I'll take him, or this Hedberg guy, I'll take him. Other than that, I don't know. So you guys need to chime in. What should we do? Year 1 is done for the Detroit Red Wings. I'm actually excited to start it up this way. We don't have to make any stupid moves for year number 1. And also, we've gone ahead and done some real solid scouting, I think. I didn't find any defensemen that I had my eyes on, but Forsbacka, Carlson, and Roop Hintz. I think if we acquire those guys and play them in the right player role all the way up until they make the NHL team, like we stack the AHL or we stack the 4th line, give them power play time, grow them, I want to see how that shot total translates into the NHL because it worked with Colin White. It might work with, what's his name, Jacob Forsbacka Carlson. That is a freaking mouthful. So boys, let me know what you think. Who's expendable, who's not, who's valuable, who we should target, and who we should select in the year 1 NHL entry draft. And I will see you guys in the next one. Hey guys, Johnny here, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like, hit that subscribe button, and make sure notifications are on so you don't miss out on any new content. You can also swing by our website, which has forums and a live chat. That, along with Twitter, allows us to play with our subscribers in our GTA lobbies or the 24/7 open Minecraft server, where you can build with others or play in one of the many games across Superbia. Our Patreon account helps us support our website and the Minecraft server, and we also live stream on Twitch, where I take days off my life for your entertainment. Sonny Gray, get out of it. You stupid pieces of shit! I should have gone with Jose for Fernandez! Oh my God, pitching change. Fernandez, get your ass in there. Oh, I swear to God, baseball God just decided to all over me. Grand slam, oh yeah. Make me miss the playoffs with a first-ranked team. Year 2, 30 games above 500, no divisional win, trip to the wild card. First inning.